Hey guys, so just changed the painting. There it is. Yeah, so nice colors, kind of like really sharp colors, kind of merging the red together and stuff. I really like that one. I actually got to bring it to an art gallery in Waterloo. I paid to put it up, this one and another one. It didn't sell, but it was still kind of cool to get it in a gallery and stuff like that. I'll definitely try to do that again soon. So yeah, just want to let you guys know that tidbit. So now I'm going to read this chapter, Everything is Beautiful. There's a few pictures and, well, one picture, sorry, and I do have some notes about it, so that'll be cool to look at. So I'm going to read this for you. So chapter 13, Everything is Beautiful. I wouldn't mind just sitting down for hours just staring at something. I would never want to break something down to a single molecule. It takes away from the art the molecule was made to create. But when you admire something for what it is and just look at what's right in front of you, everything is beautiful. You begin to appreciate the fractions that aren't symmetrical or the part that appears unexpected. Everything in his apartment was so neat and put together, contradicting the chaos in his mind. I could smell nothing but the scent of the Scarlet Carsons I bought him last night. Do you know what this reminds me of? Do you know what this reminds me of? Yeah. He was reading the back of a book he bought. What's that? Remember that guy we killed with all those comics? Kinda. Well, I remember the scent of his house, and there's this feeling I get when I'm here, much like when I was at that house. Really? He turned facing me. It's like this feeling that something is brand new and you've never been there before and you've never seen it, but this other feeling overwhelms you, reminding you that you've been there once. It's not deja vu, though. Do you know what I mean? River looked at me with all seriousness and said, "No." Then smiled. I looked at him and frowned. What? I ignored his question and smiled. Well, are you ready to set out into the night? He grabbed his coat and we left. There's like a little space between it. And then I say, some people find pain very inspirational. Please, don't stop. The man stood there cringing as he cut his own wrist. We stood there until under an ancient brick hill. We had no intentions of killing him, but the event was mesmerizing. The contrast of his dirty skin and the cherry blood, with only a dwindling fire illuminating the event, like something only witnessed in the imagination of a lunatic. After the experience, River handed him the 50 as promised, and I handed him a tourniquet for his arm. Without another word, we left his world, a man with a smile and a piece of paper. Admire it for what it is. When you break it down to the last molecule, all you have left is pennies. The scent of copper makes me sick. Alrighty, so that is Everything is Beautiful. So I kind of like tackled a few little points or perspectives. So yeah, the explanation for the girl on the trip hasn't come up yet, but it's coming. I know these things. But yeah, what I wanted to say was, I'm not sure if any of you guys heard, but I brought up Scarlet Carsons. That's the name of the roses that are in V for Vendetta, which is a great movie, and the flowers are really, really pretty. I've obviously looked it up and searched it. They're not really, don't exist anywhere. They're simply a reference for V for Vendetta. So I just had to put that in. And then I brought up the scent of copper again. They had put that in before. I always remember growing up as a child and like piggy banks filled with pennies, obviously. And just the scent, the texture of copper, the smell, everything just wasn't really, wasn't really into it, never really liked it. Like if I just touched a penny now and put my hand here, like, yeah, just you can smell it. And then also blood it has like a copperish, ironish type of smell as well. So yeah, so it's interesting. That's why I kind of brought that in there. And then I said I wrote a note here. I haven't read it yet. But do you know what this reminds me of? So I sent, the scent is so strong, you fall back into a moment, but not everyone can feel what you feel. So I think what I was going on there is like, memory and smells have a really strong correlation, I've heard. Sometimes you can just jump back into it because you remember something. Anytime, for instance, for me, anytime I smell like fire, like outside, like a bonfire, something like that, it reminds me of Jamaica. I don't know why, but I lived there for 6 months when I was like 10, and like every so often there's like a scent that just drops me back to almost 17 years ago. It's really intense. But yeah, so that's where that came from. And then also I said deja vu. I brought up deja vu is so weird. But swearing that it's a part of your past. I've been in the moment before, but you're having the same feeling in the present. So that happens to me all the time. I actually had a deja vu feeling just a few days ago, probably like last week, Thursday, where I'm like, been here before. Right here. I'm like, dude, like, have we sat here before? I was sitting beside my friend, and I was like, what is going on? So it every so often it pops up. You think of Matrix too, the glitch in the Matrix when the cat like comes in, shakes, and then goes, and then another one comes in, shakes, and then goes, and they're like, there's a glitch, they're here, and like cops pop up. But yeah, so that's what's interesting about deja vu. So I brought that in there. And then also how I ended it with this this piece of paper. So here I had put down that it's a red piece of paper because $50 bills are red here. I took it out because it only references so much. I'm not trying to set this scene in Canada. I'm trying to set this scene in the depths of my mind. Yeah, I'm such a nerd. But yeah, so what I played with is kind of breaking things down, like to the most finite level. There's a song that I've heard called Red by Foria, and there's a guy that kind of does like a little monologue in it, and he says something like there is something beautiful about seeing things at its most microscopic state, and I'll tag it down here. It's a really nice song, but yeah, it's like at the end of the day, all you have left is pennies. Like, he's so excited to have these $50, but when he spends it all, and it just disintegrates to nothing all over again. So just that concept, and I really like the scene. I think it's like a neat scene. I'm trying to think what it might remind me of. There must be a movie where there's someone under a bridge with homeless people or something that comes to mind. If I can think of the scene, I'll bring it up, but I can't think of it right now. But I like that it's like something only witnessed in the imagination of a lunatic. I love that line. I love that the dirty skin and the cherry blood, like to have it cherry, not just like crimson, which is normal. The word tourniquet, there's a song by Evanescence called Tourniquet that I really, really loved when I was like 14. And I found out again, I like looked in the dictionary in an actual book what tourniquet meant. So I really like that word. So yeah, like despite the fact that it's a really, really small little section, I really like the scene. I really like how I wrote it and everything like that. So yeah, so I hope you guys liked it. I'm going to make another video now. I'm going to put up another painting. I think I have one more, maybe two more. So yeah, I'm going to read chapter 14 next. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys have been liking everything so far. Okay, I'll see you in a sec.